my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this halter neck fitted ruffle dress. So for that I'm going to be using this fabric here, and you can use about 3 yards or 2.5 yards for it. So for that I'm using Akara fabric. So let's get into the video. So guys, the first thing I'm going to check is the width of the fabric, and the hip I'm working with is 44. So hip is 44 divided by 4, so that's 11 plus 1, that's 12. So the next thing I'm going to check is the length of this the fitted part of the dress, right? So for the length, what I'm going to be using is the pointed part, right? Because as you can see, the dress goes down at the center and it has this pointy part, which is lower than the side. So I'm going to use the highest or the longest part of this the body of this dress. So for that I'm going to be using 26 plus extra 1 inch for seam allowance. That's going to be 27. So I'm going to mark 27 here for the top part of this dress before attaching the ruffle. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to come down to the shoulder. So this is going to be my shoulder. So shoulder, which is 16 divided by 2, that's 8. So come down here, mark my armhole 20, which divided by 2 is 10. So mark it this way, connect the line this way. The next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the waist, the bust. The bust measurement I'm working with is 40 plus divided by 4 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So I'm going to mark it here. The next point, I'm going to come down to the waist. My shoulder to waist is 17, right? Shoulder to bust, which is around somewhere 10.5 here. So that's where I marked this bust line, right? So I already marked the bust at 11. Come down to the waist. The waist I'm working with is 34 divided by 4. So that's going to be 8.5. 8.5 plus 2 inches at the waist, right? So that's going to be around 10.5. So I'm going to mark that here. And then I already know what my hip is going to be. So I already know that the hip I'm working with is going to be 12. So mark it here and just draw your normal bodice. That's what I'm trying to do here. It's just to draw the normal bodice. So mark it here. So that's basically it for the body at this moment. So you go back up to the shoulder. What you're going to do is to mark your neckline. So I'm going to be working with 3 here. So I'm going to make it around 3 by 3 inches, and then come in this way by 3 inches, connect it this way, and then you come down here, mark your shoulder slant, right? Just your basic bodice. I'm trying to complete all the this is for the shoulder slant. So guys, if you saw my video from how to make the halter neck that I uploaded yesterday, it's almost the same thing. So you mark the shoulder 2 inches here, just keep going. So from this round mark that I made inside of this 3 by 3 inches that I marked, so the next thing you're going to do is to mark 3 by 3, right? So I'm going to mark from this curve that I have here, right? Let me just show you. From this curve here, I'm going to try to mark 2 inches all the way around from this curve here, right? 2 inches. If you want it lower than that, then maybe go 2.5, but I'm using 2 inches for this here. So mark 2 inches all the way around, and then you come down by this. So this will be your new neck. This is going to be the new neckline, right? Where the neck falls in, this one here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to come down from this shoulder slant about 2 inches or by 2.5 here. If you want the slants to be sharp this way, so I might come down by maybe 2.25. Let me make it 2.25, and then you connect your armhole this way, and give it a curve. So this is your new armhole here. So now I'm going to cut this out here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to dispose of this part here. You know, the one from yesterday, I attached this neckline back, but this time around I'm going to dispose of this one here. So I'm going to cut it out. And then cut, make sure to go up enough, and then cut out of this part here. And then, so guys, if you want to cut out the back panel, so what I did, the same fabric. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead and cut out this front panel, and then I folded the fabric over again to cut the back. And remember, I'm still going to have a zip at the center back, so that's why I left about 1.5 inch here for my zip allowance. So at the center back, right? So this is the piece for the front, this is the piece for the back here. So let me show you guys something here. So if you want, before you cut out your front panel, you can always leave this this tracing here, so that you don't confuse yourself while cutting the back, because I already cut out the front, and then I now remembered, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done it this way, so that it will be easier for you. So you see, I've already cut this out here because I'm supposed to throw this out, but just to cut out the back panel, I'm just going to put it here and then trace out my back panel. So basically how you're going to trace out your back panel is just mark the neckline, right? So normally this is what it would look like for your front, right? And then your back panel will be 1 inch down from the neckline, right? So let's say this is the back panel here, 1 inch from the neckline. So I'm just going to do it over so you guys can see. So guys, I just decided to trace it out so I don't confuse anybody. So this is what I did here. So this is your normal back neckline, right? 1 inch for the slant at the shoulder, then the 1 inch for the back neckline, and then this is the 1/2 inch for your seam, 1.5 inch for your seam allowance for the zip. So this is what it looks like, right? So what you're going to do to cut the back neckline, I'm going to throw this one, put it aside, right? This is my front panel, so set it aside. So to cut my for now, so to cut the neckline for the back, what I'm going to do, remember for the front we came down we did like the box of 3 by 3 inches, right? 3 by 3. But for this back here is just the 1 inch for the neckline. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just to mark about the same 2 inches that I marked for the front, right? So mark it here, or you can make yours 1.5, it depends on you. So I might just make mine the same, and then so guys, I use the same 2 inches that I used for the front here. So 2 inches all the way from here. So the next thing is to come down by 2.25 again. For me, if you want, you can make it 2.5. So I came down by 2.25 here, and now I'm going to connect it to the armhole again. So just connect it this way, and then make it curve a little bit, right? So this is the new back neckline. So now I'm going to put back this one here so that I can trace out my sides. So put it back here so that I can trace back the curve at the side and then also the length. So this is what it's supposed to look like right now. Just to be sure, place everything back and be sure where this falls in here. So now I've placed it back. So now I'm going to cut it out. So just what I need here, why I put this back in, is just so that I can be able to trace out the side, right? The inches of the waist and the bust. So just so I can get this curve back here. So guys, I really hope I didn't confuse you guys. So basically it's just to mark 3 by 3 neckline, like 3 by 3. Just mark your normal neckline, and then you mark 2 inches all the way out, and then you come down by about 2.5 or 2 inches here, and then connect the slant this way. So that's basically what I did here. Your normal basic bodice on the shoulder, then you mark about 2 inches all the way here. You can make it 1.5 if you want the neckline even higher, and then you mark it all the way, like from the distance of this first mark that you have in between this circle to the distance here is about that 2 inches, or you can make it 1.5. And then after that, you come here, come to this outer line here on the shoulder slant, come down by maybe 2 inches or 2.5, and then connect it, join it to your armhole. That's basically what you do here. So the same thing is what I did for the back. Your normal basic bodice at the back, come down the same 2 inches or 1.5, anyone you decide to do, and then come down again this way by 2 inches or 2.5, and then connect it again, join it to your normal armhole. So you do the two separately. So that's basically how you do it. So now the next thing we are going to do is the curve at the end. So to determine the length of the side curve, I already know that I want it to start at 22, but if you want, what you can do is to so I cannot always go up by 5 inches here, because I already know the full length I'm working with here is 27. So I can easily go up by about 5 inches up here, mark the line, and then give it the slant. Or I can just put back this here, put back the neckline again. That's the shoulder part that I cut out, and then from this top part I can mark my 22. So you can do it either ways. You can just subtract and know what length you want to do. You want that to go up that way from the bottom here, and then you give it your curve. So from here now, I'm going to give it my curve from this point here. So my curve from the waist is starting at 22. So and the length at the angle in front here is supposed to be 26. So from this point now, I'm going to give it a curve up to this here. So I'm trying to keep my hand straight here. So curve it this way. So this is what it would look like here, reaching the shoulder here. So I'm going to cut this out. So guys, this is what it looks like right now. I've cut out the angle, and this, if you want your own sharp than this one, you can even make it 21, but I don't want it that sharp. So the next thing I have to do is to cut out the ruffle I'm using. So this is what it looks like at the moment, right? So this is what it looks like. Remember, I'm still going to give it a dart. So I'm going to fold it this way, measure the bust point to bust point measurement here, and then give it a dart, right? Give it a dart. And then open it back up, give it a dart on the two sides, one side here, one side here, and also give it a dart at the back. And then you open it up, right? When you open it up, okay, so after that, I already know what length I want to use as the ruffle at the end, and I'm using about 11 inches for the ruffle. So the ruffle is going to be the same length all the way through, because if you look at the picture, you don't make the ruffle at the side longer so that it meets the length. It's just the same length of ruffle you're using at this pointed end that you're going to use at the side. So you don't change it so that because this part is shorter, you try to make up with the ruffle. You just use the same ruffle all the way, so that when you put it on, this part is higher on the side, and then the front and the back, the ruffle comes down more. So this is the ruffle I'm going to be using at the end. So whatever length you decide to use, you add extra 1.5 to it. So that's how you're going to get the ruffle here. So this is mine, right? So I have two of it here. One is going to be in front, and then the other one I'm going to split it into two, and the other one is going to be they are going to be at the back. So, and then the extra 1.5 inch I said to add to the length is 1 inch for folding the rough end that is going to be facing the floor, and then the other half an inch at the top to attach it to the waist here. So that's basically it. So now the first thing I'm going to do is to go to the sewing machine. That's my dress, that's the body. Give it a dart on the two sides, both front and back, and then use a bias. I've already made a video on how to make a bias. Use a bias to finish up all my armholes separately. So do this one first, do this one, and then finish up the 4 sides of the sleeve, and then I'll come back and show you guys how I'm going to finish the neckline. So for the whole width of this, I'm just using the whole length of the Akara fabric, but it depends on you. If you want it to ruffle, you can use maybe 2 times your waist, or 2.5 times your waist, right? Or you can use 3 times your waist if you want it bulky. So that's how you're going to determine the width. But I just cut, I think mine is about 2 times the waist is what I'm using here. So I've gone ahead and finished up the sleeve, the sides of the sleeve. As you can see, I used bias for the side, but I left the neckline for last. And as you can see, this is what the dress looks like at the moment, right? you can see my curve is not that sharp, but you can make yours, you can bring yours down further and make it sharp if you want it that way. But you could see the curve coming down this way, because I'm using a Ankara fabric and it's puffy, so I don't want it too puffy here at the hip. So but if you're using the satin, then you can use is this, so if you're using the satin fabric, maybe you can make yours even deeper, because the fabric is relaxed, so it doesn't have any puff to it. But since I'm using a fabric that has a starch, I didn't want to go and make the curve too much. That way it will not be too puffy. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to finish up my neckline. So what I did is to cut about 1.5 inches of this strap by width. So what you're going to do is to just use it to finish up your neckline. So how I'm going to do it is to start from the back, right? Just cut long enough, like really long. If you have any excess, you can throw it out, because you don't want to be joining it at the neckline. So you just start from the back here, place it in, sew it, and then use it to finish it up this way. Fold it on top and finish it up. And then when you get to this end here, you leave about 4 inches, right? 4 inches of this fabric, and fold it on itself, right? 4 inches that is folded on itself, that will look something like this, right? 4 inches folded on itself, look something like this, and then you start back again. After that 4 inches, you get back to attaching it here, and then finish up the neckline. And when you come back to this end again, you leave about another 4 inches. The 4 inches is that 2 inches that we dropped from the neckline. So that's what you're putting in back again. The 2 inches in front, the other 2 inches in back at the back. So that's how we got the 4 inches. And then you go back up again, and then put, after the next 4 inches, you have something like this, right? Something like this, and then you continue back again at the, and finish up the back. So you see, I'll have some excess when I'm done. So that's why I said cut as much as you would want. So that's basically it. I'm going to do mine. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.